Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. If you're new, I'm Rebecca. Today we're going to be heading to the kitchen where we will be making a really quick and easy homemade fruit and nut bar. These are a healthy little snack and it's a no-bake bar that is similar to those of a Larabar. So it only uses about 5 ingredients and it's very versatile. You can switch up which ingredients you choose to use in order to make a different variety of bar. These are great to have on the go or a healthy little snack, maybe to pack in lunches or for a picnic or even off for a hike. So let's head to the kitchen and add our ingredients together to prepare our homemade fruit and nut bars. So for making our homemade fruit and nut bars, this is a really quick and easy no-bake recipe. So it's great to put together quickly in the morning or maybe the evening before, and you'll have them for the next day for lunches or snacking or what have you. And it's a nice, healthy, and quick snack to make during the warm months of the year. So what you want to do is combine 2 cups of a dried fruit with 2 cups of a nut. So I'll be using 2 cups of dates today, and that works really nicely with pecans. It kind of has a slight kind of pecan pie type of flavor profile to it. But you can use dates, apricots, cherries, craisins, raisins, whatever dried fruit that you like or combination of. And for the nuts, like I said, I'll be doing pecans today, but you can also use walnuts or whatever other type of nut that you have on hand or prefer the flavor of. And if you have a nut allergy, you could substitute with seeds and whatever combination of seeds that you prefer for making these bars. Again, it would be 2 cups of those as well. So into the food processor, we will add 2 cups of dates. And 2 cups of pecans. Then I like to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of a cocoa powder. Now if you would like more of a milk chocolate type of flavor, you can use a sweetened cocoa powder. If you prefer more of that bitter dark chocolate type of flavor, use an unsweetened cocoa powder. So I'll start with 2 tablespoons. I can always add more later after we have a little taste of our mixture. Now I like to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt because I do enjoy that sweet and salty flavor in my snacks and things like that. And then I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. I like to use a liquid coconut oil such as this. You could also use a solid coconut oil and just melt it. So let me add, I'll start with 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil as well. I can always add a 1/3 tablespoon if needed. We'll get the lid on and we'll start to process these ingredients until they come together and create kind of a sticky dough type consistency. Let's take a look here. I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of coconut oil. That'll give us a little bit more of a shinier sheen to it. But I like the texture that we have created here. There we go. So it's a nice fine texture of our ingredients and has a slightly shiny sheen to it, and that'll help for this to come together to create our bars. So now we can get our mixture into a dish so that we can get it prepared for setting up to create our bars. So here I have an 8x8 glass baking dish. I'm just going to line that with some parchment paper. And we're simply going to pour our mixture into this dish. I gave it a little taste as well. And I like the amount of chocolate flavor there is in this. So I don't need to add any more of that cocoa powder. Now I'm just going to press this mixture into the base of this baking dish. There we go. So this is nice and pressed into this baking dish. So what I'm going to do is put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour. That'll help the bar mixture to set up, and then we can cut them into the desired shape and size that we want. So let me get this into the refrigerator to set up. All right, so our homemade fruit and nut bars have been sitting in the refrigerator for about 2 hours now. So what I'm going to do is just remove the bars from the pan, which is really easy to do with that parchment paper. Now we can just cut the bars into the size and shape that we'd like. Now, if I were making these to go into maybe lunches or something, I would do a true traditional granola bar shape. So you can do a little kind of strip. Shape like that. And then cut that in half. And you have a nice bar shape. I think what I'm going to do today is cut these into half. We just have nice little bite-sized squares. And now these can easily be packed into a container or baggie and just taken on the go. These make a nice snack you can have throughout the day, or maybe packed into lunches as well. So now let's plate these up and we can have a closer look and a taste of our homemade fruit and nut bars. All right, here we have our homemade fruit and nut bars. These are a no-bake snack bar that's really similar to a Larabar, and it only used 5 ingredients. It was super easy and fast to put together. You can play around with the combination of ingredients using whichever dried fruits and nuts you like to use. If you have a nut allergy, you can also use seeds instead. So it's quite a versatile snack to put together. I really enjoyed the date and pecan option that I made today. This is kind of like the nice base snack bar that I like to make. But if I don't have dates on hand, I'll use apricots and maybe some dried cherries and perhaps some walnuts or something like that. And that little bit of cocoa powder, whether you go with the sweetened or unsweetened, just gives it a little something extra, and it helps give a nice flavor for your snack bar. Now these bars can be a little bit crumbly and soft when you eat, which I enjoy. I do not care for an overly difficult to chew into protein bar or something like that. So if you want a firmer consistency bar, just make sure that you compress that really nice and firmly in that baking dish before you put it into the refrigerator to set up. I like to store these at room temperature in an airtight container. Another way to keep them nice and firm, you can store them in the refrigerator or even in the freezer. These store in the refrigerator for, I would say, a couple weeks. Really, they don't last that long when I make them, but I would say at least a couple of weeks. And on the countertop, usually they last about a week before we eat them up. And then if you're going to store them in the freezer, they could last for probably 3 months. I know a lot of times granola bars and protein bars and things like that, little snack bars can really add up on your grocery bill. So if you're able to make some homemade with some ingredients you already have on hand in the pantry, this is a win in my book. So if you're looking for a quick and easy and nutritious snack to enjoy that does not require any baking, I hope that you consider making some homemade fruit and nut bars as well. If you'd like more ideas or inspiration on other homemade recipes, or snack recipes, things you can just kind of munch on or enjoy at a family gathering or party or barbecue, be sure to check out my playlist on the topic. I also have a number of different playlists on different types of recipes and food preservation methods, as well as other topics on my channel. So if you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button below and continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home style inspiration. Well, I hope that you're having a fantastic day. See you next time. Take care.